less Spider-Man, less superheroes, more John Wick. Okay, 3 John Wick movies are in the works. Announced at CinemaCon. Out of those 3 projects, we're going to be getting the much rumored, and it was announced, I think, a couple months ago, but finally confirmed. John Wick spinoff movie Kane is moving forward with Donnie Yen set to direct and star. The film will be stylistically modeled like Donnie Yen's previous action films, Old Familiar. Also, another project, a John Wick prequel anime movies in the works. It's going to be directed by Shannon Tyndall, who did Kubo and the Two Strings. Keanu Reeves will return to voice John Wick in this anime. It will follow John Wick killing off all of his rivals in one night to free himself from the high table. And then the final project, John Wick 5. Mr. Wick is back. It's officially happening. A story has been decided upon. Ricky, 3 more projects. We're expanding the John Wick universe. We got Ballerina coming up. Okay. We love John Wick Chapter 4. We love John Wick in general. We don't love the Continental, but we'll move past that. We'll act like that didn't happen, right? Might as well not be canon to us. Ricky, what are your feelings about John Wick 5 actually being greenlit?
If this movie week didn't have so many big time news attached to it, this would be the biggest news of the day or the week. Yeah. But this is like 5th on our checkup.
Yeah, this is like over an hour into this episode. We're talking about John Wick 5.
Like that's like people like this is how big this week is.
Stacked, like Pamela Anderson stacked.
Like if we did a Deepa next year, wow, fuck. If we did a Deepa next year for like biggest checkup or whatever, this is a contention. It's already a candidate. This is unbelievable. I love the anime concept, by the way. I think that's the best one out of the 3. That's a story that we've always wanted to, not always wanted to see, but like something that you always think about. And also just John Wick being John Wick in literally his peak of his powers. And you can't really do that with John Wick live action because Keanu's a little older. I know he's still great, but he's a little older. But like this is like going to be like 35 years old Keanu Reeves, not 60-year-old. So like do it in anime form, which is perfect for this what's the fighting called again? Gung Fu style. Anime's perfect. That animation style, perfect for this type of story. I cannot wait to see that. That's the most intriguing one to me. But John Wick 5 is the storyline, the headline, and it would be the headline of any other week of the year.
The anime is going to freaking bang. Like this was
hard.
It's basically like you're watching anime when you're watching the action style of a John Wick movie. You know, it translates perfectly. It's honestly better if it started off in animation and translated to live action. You'd be like, that's pretty good for what the anime was trying to do. You're like, that belongs as anime, you know? And I thought also Keanu Reeves anime, I thought of the Animatrix immediately. And I'm like, okay, this once again, this is like everything feels like it's a part of like this Keanu verse, you know, with the Matrix and John Wick, the anime. This movie, John Wick 5. It felt like they delayed it as much as they could, you know, like you can't kill the boogeyman. Everyone freaking knows that. John Wick 4 would have been a great send off if it were like any other franchise, but like he's the boogeyman, you know, and with this type of filmmaking, you just got to wait for the right idea to come along and you leave that. You don't see that body. You just see that tombstone, right? That's all you get. So it's like, we can say he's dead. We could also make another movie. Ballerina. We're getting John Wick again. Everyone wants to see Ballerina, not necessarily for Ana de Armas, but they want to see John Wick again. People are on board with this. I am okay with it. But, you know, I just thought John Wick 4 Chapter 4 was such an incredible ending to the franchise. 4 is a weird number, though. Let's go out with 5. And if we have to make 6, we'll make 6. I think the next thing that I kind of want to talk about is for John Wick 5. Who should be in this movie? So you have like Halle Berry in Parabellum, right? You had like Common in Chapter 2. You have Chapter 4 with Donnie Yen. And then you have a slew of other like great. They're not coming to mind. The big guy in the purple suit is another guy. Don't forget what the guy's name. Hiroyuki Sanada's also in there. But Who do you think should be in John Wick 5 that we haven't seen yet?
They can't do like a Jason Statham type.
That was my pick. Why
They
not?
can't.
Why?
Wait, dude, he's the working man. He's
He
too
is
commercial. He's doing Fast and Furious movies. This is like pure. You got to keep it pure. You need to do Donnie Yen, like a guy like Donnie Yen again. You can't do Jason Statham.
you had the IP, man. You need to have the transporter now.
No,
Come on, Halle Berry was in the third one. Come on.
Yeah, and that was a mistake.
No,
even though I thought she was good in it. I'll give her credit.
Jason Statham is such the obvious answer you need
That's
in
why
John
he
Wick
can't be
5,
it.
but he is operating at such a high level right now, dude. I actually, from the beekeeper to now the working man, it seems like Donnie Yen, and same thing where it's like these beloved action stars that always make profitable movies and they somehow stay in insane shape. He should be in this. Jason Statham has earned a spot at the high table. Come on.
By the way, Scott Adkins is the guy in the purple suit.
Right.
God, it would just feel too Fast and Furious to me, man. It would feel too like Scott Adkins, perfect guy. We forgot his name. Like we forgot his name.
He's perfect. He's perfect because like
he's too
getting
big.
his shine. Nobody's getting his shine that he's much deserved. And like if you're a hardcore action movie fan, you know who Scott Adkins is.
Right. We need people like that, not Jason Statham.
But who is
Halle
that?
Berry was like perfect because I was like only a few minutes, and she wasn't like taking the stage over Keanu. Jason Statham would take over. We can't have the transporter take over.
You get Donnie Yen.
We had Donnie Yen in the
last movie. Donnie Yen did take over, and that's why he was so good. We need a guy like that. Yen. Yes. Jason Statham's right up there.
No, but Jason Statham's like, that's Jason Statham. And then like you would look at him and be like, family. Or like Fast and Furious 7, Fast and Furious 6, like Hobbs and Shaw. What's next? The Rock? The Rock's going to be in this? That's what I would think if Jason Statham was in this. It would open doors for Fast and Furious type level crap, and this is better than that. Okay. So, no offense, Scotty Furious. Sorry, that was harsh.
I think Jason Statham would fit seamlessly into this world. Do you think any other characters carry over? Because, I mean, Ian McShane's still alive. No, he's dead in real life.
No, that's Louis Riddick.
Oh, Lance Riddick.
Or sorry, Lance Riddick.
Riddick. Ian McShane's character died, I should say.
Ian McShane's character.
I'm walking on eggshells right now.
Oh, crap. I forget.
Ian McShane's character, his Continental blew up. Wait, no. Lance Reddick's character died, and Lance Reddick died in real life.
Yes.
And then Ian McShane's character was at the grave of John Wick at the end. And Donnie Yen was revealed to be alive. So now it becomes a thing where if Ballerina's a hit, maybe Ana de Armas is in John Wick 5.
She takes over the Halle Berry role.
Boom. There it is. We resolved it.
Yeah, we still don't have a villain, but that's why this is good. We don't know it. I don't want to know it. I don't even want to project it, because if we can project who the villain is or whatever,
it won't happen.
Problem for a John Wick franchise. Like the guy in Parabellum was, right? Parabellum? No, John Wick 2. The guy that was in Hawaii Five-0, the big bad in Hawaii Five-0, the cable show.
Ricky, you watched that more than I did.
That was
the reruns going. What guy is that?
The guy, he's like he was in awe of John Wick. He's like, I always wanted to fight you, and he trained the two other guys that were fighting John Wick.
Oh, okay.
It was in the Continental when the Continental's like getting bombarded
at the end.
Yeah. So like, yeah, that's the guy. Perfect. Like I don't know, like I know that guy, but I don't know your name. But he was awesome as like the fight of the one-on-one battles. But Keanu was the star. He doesn't speak, so you can't have someone else take over. That's why Jason Statham's too big, too much of a personality, too much of a character. Cannot do it.
Maybe get a couple UFC guys, throw them in there,
but that actually can act. Like actually movie stars that know martial arts. You know.
I mean Bogdan, was in Parabellum.
That was a good one.
Okay. Kane, I'm looking forward to. Kane, if he's getting his own movie, maybe he doesn't show up like Avengers style in John Wick 5. Maybe he gets his own story and you let it go that direction, keep expanding the world. The Animatrix thing is going to be sick. My fingers are crossed for Ballerina. My fingers are crossed.
Yeah, I'm still bullish on it.
the edits they made were in the reshoots that it was for more action. You know,
And
it's
you
just
know
like
what?
that doesn't hurt in a John Wick movie.
And you know what they said at CinemaCon? We can't see it, but they told us it looks really good.